Hey everybody, Dr. Jesse Morris here. This week, I want to tell you a story about this time that I got to adjust a hummingbird. It was pretty amazing. I was in chiropractic school at the time, standing outside the student clinic talking on the phone, and this bird flew into a window next to me. So I went over and picked it up, and it was this beautiful little hummingbird. It had this bright red fuchsia colored head and this beautiful green shimmery body. And it was so tiny and so beautiful. As I held it in my hand, I could see that it was still alive. Its heart was still beating and it was breathing, but it couldn't really move. And I had heard stories about people adjusting birds, and so I thought, I don't really know bird anatomy, but I knew that it had a brain, and that brain communicated with its body through the spinal cord that ran down through its spine. And I figured it must have smacked into the window and somehow disrupted that communication between its brain and its body. And so I felt around underneath its tiny little skull, and I found that if I pushed on one side, it would start to flap its wings and kind of come back to life. And if I let go, it would just go limp. So I figured, wow, I could adjust this little bird and potentially save its life. And if I don't, this little hummingbird's probably gonna die. And so I put my thumb under its tiny little skull and I gave it this little impulse. And funny enough, it made this little click, and the most amazing thing happened. It stood up in my hand, and its head was a little twisted and on crooked, and so I worked with it a little more and got it sorted out, and it was so amazing. It ended up standing in my hand for a good 20 minutes or so until it was ready, and it flew away. And it was such an amazing experience to have on my journey of becoming a chiropractor. It really taught me firsthand how stress and injuries that interfere with the communication between the brain and the body can damage our health and actually be life-threatening. And it taught me the power of a simple chiropractic adjustment. Adjusting the spine and reconnecting the communication between the brain and the body can literally be life-saving. And it really taught me that the stronger and more clear the communication is between the brain and the body, the more life can be expressed. And ultimately, that's what I want for the people that I care for. It's really what I want for everybody, is a greater expression of life. Thanks for listening to my story today. Fly free, and I'll see you next time.